Have you ever noticed how time seems to speed up as we grow older? How those carefree summer days of childhood stretch endlessly, yet now, years seem to slip through our fingers like fine sand? This curious shift in our perception of time is not magic. It is deeply rooted in the way our brains process life, memory, and experience. The way we feel time passing is not absolute. It is relative, a reflection of how our mind interprets the world around us. As children, a single year feels monumental. For a 5-year-old, a year represents a fifth of their entire existence, a vast, sprawling canvas of experiences and discovery. Every day is painted with novelty, each moment vibrant and memorable, filled with laughter, first experiences, and small adventures. That same year, when experienced by a 50-year-old, seems but a ripple in the ocean of life, barely noticeable amid countless other years. Our brains do not count days or seconds in the cold, mechanical sense. They weigh each period against the backdrop of everything we have known. A child lives a day as if it encompasses the whole world, while an adult often perceives the same day as fleeting, barely leaving a trace in memory. What fuels this sense of time shrinking is closely linked to how we remember. The brain doesn't measure time purely by the ticking of a clock. Instead, it measures by the density and intensity of experiences. New and unusual experiences are etched into memory with rich detail, while repetitive or familiar activities are compressed into a blur. When you look back, the moments filled with discovery or emotion stretch longer in your mind because they are full of mental markers. That first trip to a strange city, the thrill of learning something completely new, the taste of a food you've never tried before. All of these create a tapestry of memories so dense that time seems to linger in contrast. Ordinary days fade like mist, leaving only faint impressions. And this compression makes life feel faster as the years accumulate. Our biology adds another layer to this perception. As we age, subtle neurological changes occur. The neurons in our brains still fire, but the speed of communication slows slightly. Signals travel a bit more leisurely, and as a result, our capacity to register the fleeting details of each moment diminishes. Structures like the cerebellum and other timing-related networks process intervals of seconds and minutes with a gentler rhythm. This slowdown doesn't change the hours on the clock, but it changes our internal experience of them. Days of routine activity, which might have seemed richly textured in youth, now flow past almost unnoticed, a quiet current in which moments seem to evaporate before they can be savored. Yet our perception of time is not purely biological. Attention plays a crucial role. When we are deeply engaged, our senses wide open, and our mind alert, every moment stretches. Time seems to slow down because our brain is collecting, analyzing, and recording details with heightened intensity. That moment of anticipation, waiting for a package, or watching a delicate snowflake drift to the ground. Each second is experienced fully, marked and cataloged in the mind. Conversely, when attention drifts, when we are performing familiar automatic routines, the brain records less detail. Time feels accelerated, slipping through our fingers unnoticed, and weeks or months can pass in what seems like the blink of an eye. This interplay between proportional life experience, memory, neurological changes, and attention helps explain why adults often feel life moving faster than in childhood. But the story does not end there. There is a poetic side to our experience of time. Our memories, with all their emotional color and novelty, form a private landscape in which time is not measured in minutes, but in moments that touched us deeply. A quiet walk through an autumn forest might stretch into eternity in memory, while an entire week of routine work can vanish without a trace. The brain, in its mysterious creativity, bends time around the emotional and cognitive weight of our experiences. This is why the extraordinary moments like the first kiss, or the exhilaration of achieving a long-sought goal, or the wonder of a new discovery, feel elongated. They are rich in novelty, packed with emotional resonance and mental detail. Time, for the brain, is not a linear path, but a tapestry, expanding and contracting according to significance, attention, and the intensity of our engagement with life. Our adult minds, experienced yet more predictable, register fewer of these markers during ordinary days, and so the river of time seems to flow faster. And yet, there are ways we can gently nudge time back into a slower rhythm. Introducing novelty into our lives, pursuing new experiences, learning, traveling, and even changing our daily routines can enrich memory markers, creating denser tapestries that feel longer in retrospect. Mindfulness, the art of paying attention to each moment fully, awakens our perception to subtle details otherwise lost in the automatic passage of life. By noticing the texture of a morning light, the rustle of leaves, or the rhythm of our own breath, time expands perceptually, offering a sense of immersion and fullness. Interestingly, even within these general patterns, our brain's sense of time can fluctuate in remarkable ways. Engaging deeply with a hobby, being lost in a book or a film, or participating in creative work can suspend ordinary awareness of the clock. Here, proportional theory, memory density, and attention converge. Immersion in meaningful activity compresses the ordinary markers of time, but fills the mind with rich, detailed experiences that linger afterward. Moments feel brief in real time, but long in memory, a paradox that defines much of adult experience. Science has even explored how the brain measures very short intervals, like seconds and minutes, in a somewhat distinct way from longer spans, like days or years. Our internal timekeeping circuits, distributed networks in the cerebellum, basal ganglia, and prefrontal cortex generate a subtle rhythm of perception. With age, these circuits tick slightly differently, contributing to the illusion of accelerated time. Yet these systems are flexible. They respond to the intensity of attention, novelty, and emotional engagement. In essence, our brains craft a personal sense of time, blending biology, psychology, and lived experience into a fluid, subjective reality. Memory also interacts intriguingly with emotion to shape our temporal experience. Events that evoke strong feelings, joy, fear, all leave dense imprints that stretch time in recollection. Childhood memories, by their very intensity and novelty, are often saturated with such impressions. Adult life, with its rhythm of repetition and familiarity, produces fewer of these emotional spikes. The result is a sense that life accelerates with age, not because the clock moves faster, but because our internal markers of time are fewer and less varied. Each new sensation, each moment of wonder, can counteract this compression, offering a glimpse of the boundless temporal richness we knew as children. We also find that storytelling, art, and imagination can temporarily reshape our perception of time. A compelling narrative, whether read, heard, or created, engages attention, memory, and emotional processing in ways that alter our sense of duration. A gripping film might make 2 hours feel like 10 minutes, or, in a particularly vivid story, make a single minute linger like a small eternity. In this sense, our subjective experience of time is as much a product of consciousness and perception as of external reality. Even routine activities can be reframed by cultivating awareness of subtle details, by noticing textures, colors, and small rhythms. Even familiar tasks gain novelty. The mind, eager for meaningful information, begins to encode these moments more richly. A simple walk can feel longer, a mundane task more engaging, because the brain experiences them with heightened density. This is not just poetic fancy, it is neuroscience at work, showing how attention and memory can modulate the very fabric of time. There is a quiet magic in realizing that time is elastic, that the moments we often overlook are full of hidden depth. Our minds, though shaped by biology and the years we have lived, possess the power to expand perception through curiosity, mindfulness, and engagement with novelty. Just as childhood days felt long because each moment was a world unto itself, adult life can feel equally rich if we allow our awareness to savor it fully. Every experience, however small, carries the potential to stretch time perceptually, to slow the rushing river of life into something more contemplative and beautiful. So, when we notice years flying by, it is not that time itself is betraying us. but rather that our brains have grown larger, more efficient, and more selective in what they record. Life feels shorter because the tapestry of ordinary days contains fewer distinct threads. Yet, by seeking new experiences, paying attention, and immersing ourselves in the richness of the present, we can bend perception, making even adult years feel textured, meaningful, and timeless. The science of perception reminds us that time is not merely a clock, it is a living, breathing landscape woven by memory, attention, and emotion, inviting us to explore each moment as fully as we once did as children. And there you have it, the hidden rhythms of our perception, the gentle dance between memory, attention, and time itself. Life may rush by like a fleeting breeze, but each moment holds its own depth, waiting for us to notice it. If you enjoyed this journey through the mind and the science of time, let your curiosity flow. Hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so you never miss a voyage into the wonders of science. Here, we explore the mysteries of life, the brain, and the universe in a calm, thoughtful way, always with a touch of wonder and relaxation. So join us on the next adventure and let your mind wander, imagine, and dream. Thank you for watching, and until next time, may each moment feel a little longer, a little richer, and full of discovery. Thank you for spending this quiet time with me. Until our next journey, sleep peacefully.